welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy, and today we're doing a love letter video to Museum. Yeah, Museum 2.0, the deluxe edition, with a giant box for all those expansions. Oh, you're in for a treat today. Ooh, this gets me giddy, full of nostalgia just going back to this campaign. I'm so excited to show it to you, so let's jump to the Kickstarter right now. Alright, here we go. It's the Museum Deluxe Edition, and this is Museum 2.0. Ooh, this is a special Kickstarter, and you know what? This brings me back so many fantastic memories of this campaign. Wow. Over 3,500 backers. It was a huge success in January, this 2.0 edition, and it was kind of complex, this campaign, because there was three kind of backers coming in. You had the original Kickstarter people coming in, you have the retail people coming in that picked up a copy of that want to pimp out their Kickstarter, pimp out their retail to the Kickstarter edition. And of course you got the newcomers coming in that completely missed the first campaign when that came out. So let's crack on here. And but first of all, what is Museum? It's a set collection game on steroids, and it's the Tickets to Ride killer. Those people that have got Ticket to Ride, have you managed to not buy more than one box of them collecting the tracks? Well, I'll tell you now, every different Ticket to Ride box you get, they're adding nothing to the game. Same gameplay, the same. All the expansions to this are deepening the experience and pushing it away from the gateway game and moving it into a gamer's game, and also moving it towards a simulation, also more than a game. So they are fantastic on really managing your level of complexity that you want by adding in the modules. Oh man, the art. This is Vincent Dutrait at his best. It is pièce de résistance. He worked out. He just, man, this must have been a dream project for him, because he put his heart and soul into this. It really is special. Oh man, I'm just excited to tell you about this game. Oh yes. So gotta love, lots of love, and look at it on the table. Oh yes. You bring someone new into board gaming and you bring this out for the first game for them to try out, and the art alone is going to blow them in, and just the way you're moving cards around, buying cards and selling, and oh yes, it's so good. The Kickstarter edition though, the boards had two sides, and you had more boards from different countries. You have one side which is the same collection on each one, where you get the same style of museum, or you could turn it over and get the asynchronous player board. The asynchronous player board then gave you some asynchronous, and you also had some player powers. You had some asynchronous powers that you actually started with the Kickstarter. That was also exclusive, which was cool. You also had your minis for each player that was collecting around. So instead of having a token going around the outside of this track here, you've got your miniatures going around. The miniatures were phenomenal. They're great. They were great. And I know 3 people with this. I know 3, so I'm the 4th person who has this game, and we've all sleeved it. We've all sleeved it to make it look even more luxury. Oh yeah, baby. One complaint with the first Kickstarter was that when we looked at these boards, we thought it was like a piece of card, and they had trouble with manufacturing, and they gave us almost a piece of paper that folded over. Well, they've addressed that. If you come in as an original backer, the upgrade kit for you will produce these as cards, so it kind of fixes that one thing that people were unhappy with. They've addressed that completely. You notice here as well that the cards at the top here from the 4 regions of the world, they're just laying on the table here. Well, the original Kickstarter had an actual map for them. So that gets fixed as well. And yeah, we'll go down and see this stuff. I'm just going to tell you, if you're coming in from retail, there's a lot that we think you should definitely upgrade to get the Kickstarter exclusive, because it added a lot more cards and all this kind of good stuff. Good example here of the art. Totally beautiful. You may have visited these places, you may have seen these in the museum. It may inspire you to go and visit these places and all that stuff. Totally great. I love it. In the base, these are all real objects, and some of the expansions, they go into more fantasy objects. There's like a Cthulhu expansion, which was cool, and a League of Extraordinary Objects, which was also mega cool too. Yeah, I love this. The Jade Mask of Pakal II Mayan civilization. Look how big it is. If you look at these bolts coming down the side, and because it's green, it's kind of like predating Frankenstein. It's like the Frankenstein of the old world. Yes, I love it. There's a ton of these cards. If you go to Vincent Dutrait's Facebook and go down his feed, he took a photo of all the artwork he did on one table, and it's like, wow, it really is. All right, we're starting to see the expansions now. 4 came out at retail, it says here, so you didn't get all of the ones that came out at the, obviously with some Kickstarter exclusives. It's kind of hard to remember what was exclusive and what wasn't. So most of these are covered already by other channels, including Holy Grail's channel. The designer goes through all these in good detail. The black market one here adds a little bit of take that in it, where you can attack your adversaries here. It's a little bit light take that actually, but it's actually fun. Archaeologist is nice, where you're sending an archaeologist to a continent to find artifacts. That is going to blend in with another one down here when we go down. And the People's Choice, you get a 5th person, you get some extra components here that changes up the game. Certainly have a look at this one. For me, this was the strangest one of them all, because these boxes up here all are standard size. They all fit together as a stack. This one's odd. Just the sheer size of it and the thinness of it. It's like a weird box. I started using it for all my extra sleeves that I had, and but it got updated this year with the Isle of Cats Late Arrivals box, because it was just thicker material. Thicker box. It was a thicker box. Oh, talking about boxes, look at this beauty. Marble fronted. The museum box front though with Vincent Dutrait's art on it is a beautiful artwork. So we're going to be losing that one for this one. It still looks cool, but I'm probably more likely to put this on its side. It does miss the stunning art at the front, but hey, this is coming with game trays inside to fit all your expansions in, which is fabulous. It really is. Because the problem with these expansions is, 1, there's no room in the base box, and 2, these come with all little bits in them too. So you kind of want to keep those bits in the box it comes from, because otherwise it's going to really clog up one place. So at least this caters for that. I do love that, because it's like you want to play this game and you're carrying this stack of board games to the table that you're bringing out. That's fairly intimidating. Alright, so these are the Kickstarter exclusives. This is the new expansion to this Kickstarter, the Historians, and yeah, so it ties in really to the Archaeologist one. And the Archaeologist, if you send an archaeologist out to Africa, for example, and when he comes back, you can actually now start to do research on the object you got, which can get you more points as you put more of your put more effort into research. So this is nice, it ties in with that. And you get in some extra content too, which is nice, it really is. So what does the second edition do? Well, it makes the game a little bit more simple for Gateway. It also changes the scoring at the end, which is nice. It's a bit of a bugbear for some people, the scoring at the end, but it's if you play it a little bit like you're thematically you're opening your museum day one and you want that museum to look as good as it can, where you kind of putting all your collection together to gain the most points. Rules updates as well, streamline rules for the expansions as well. So yeah, totally cool. Now, talking about Kickstarter exclusives, the League of Extraordinary Explorers, these cards, going into the world of fantasy here. Yes, these monsters here, the biggest cards of all of them, and they even take up 2 spaces in your museum. They really do. They are cool to get. Certainly cool. I didn't know the solo mode was a Kickstarter exclusive. Wow. So here's a continents board here to hold the 4 decks on. Nice. Crystal skulls. These are nice, like a jackpot when you pull one of these babies, because you can sell them to this mysterious collector here and get some good moolah for that. Here's the assistance for the asynchronous start. Totally play with that every time. Beautiful figurines. Wow! I don't know why they have not shown these on here, but if you go to the original Kickstarter campaign, you'll certainly see these. And you can look online for people how they've painted them. They are delicious. Nice discard boards here too, which is nice. And tons of unlocks that came out of the first campaign. In fact, if you're here and if you come in here as a newcomer or from retail, please go to that original Kickstarter, because you'll see everything that you can get here, which is delicious. The Cthulhu relics. These cards have just incredible art, really do. 3 artist team on this expansion though. Vincent Dutray, the legend. Lorik Musi, his looks like his his student, and Ekaterina Varlamon. You got a difficult name. Her. So yeah, and they did an amazing job, the 3 of them. Really cool. Mini expansion here, bad press. You can check out this in the updates, what this is giving you, but it's another stuff you just want to add more complexity to it. Alright, so if you're a newcomer, this is a newcomer for this is for people coming in from retail. So if you're coming in from retail, this is the stuff you missed from the campaign. You're going to get the historians. You're going to get the paper thing, the boy up there, the social thing. I've forgotten it, but it's a bad press. There you go. That does come in this. And the box comes with all the game trays to fit all this stuff in, so you can lose all these smaller boxes and fit them into this dream box, and you get these thicker playboards, which was the first complaint from the Kickstarters. If you're a newcomer, look at all this content. If you think about Tickets Ride, you've got maybe a whole shelf full of boxes that you can get, which offer 0. Just different maps to play on. And these different maps to play on, you might argue, is something that the Great Race is doing. I'll put a link here about the Great Race. And no, because the continents that they're going to be covering in that game all have unique content. It completely changes up the game in each continent that you do. And Ticket to Ride, no, you're still the same game. Here you've got depth to each of these expansions. You can really tailor the game time to them as well. If you want to throw them all in, then you're talking about a mega 3-hour version of Museum, whereas if you've got newcomers, just play the base and you can think about what you like to put in to introduce these players to. If you just play the base as it is though, and you play the basic boards for everybody, you're talking about an hour. It'll probably take an hour to play. But if you put all the complexity in here with lots of stuff coming on, it becomes a much deeper experience, and you're looking at maybe 3 hours with 4, or if there's 5, 3 hours, as you know, is where it might go to. Like a bird on a tree. So yeah, the Ticket to Ride killer. The Ticket to Ride killer. This is it. Oh, look at all this art. The Cthulhu Relics Dream Fantasy cards. These Dream Fantasy cards. Wow. I love it. The Historian has its own card here. This does have an amazing table presence, and it does fill the table. It is really cool. And the selling sleeves, which they didn't do, and like I said, everyone who has this game has already sleeved it, so this is a little bit late. But yeah, 100 microns. This is perfect. Totally worth getting these, and $17.50 to deck out the whole of every single expansion is phenomenal price. We love that. Loads of videos, lots of love. I can point out Rado's final thoughts if you just want a quick impression of the gameplay. He loved it, and you can see the box is big. It is big, so this giant box is going to be a monster. Yeah, these are these folded boards here that weren't liked, so that's getting addressed. Yes! Look how dark that camera is. Alright, so lots of videos there to do more research on. And yeah, the shipping is very, very cheap. If you're coming all in, then maximum shipping price is $35. That is phenomenal. We love that. So yeah, very, very good. Let's jump up to the top. I'm going to use this story button to go up. Gets me halfway though. And we'll check out the late pledge to see what's going on. Oh, but we have an important message from our channel to listen to. So let's jump to that first. Kickstarter Radio 102.4 does not stand still. It is constantly evolving. Our Saturday show has just been upgraded to the newest, skinniest version, where we only look at the games we covered in the week in a new, skinnier format. Also, our live show on Sunday has been trimmed off the fat too, and we look at games that we could not cover in the week that are full of promise too. And also, we will be covering all the interesting and cool games that are worth your attention, so it is worth subscribing to this channel just to see all that we offer. So why not subscribe and make this channel even better, as we have a ton of social stretch goals, so this channel gets bigger, better, and better for you, the viewer that loves Kickstarters. So if you're bored of retail, this is the YouTube channel made for you. Alright, here's the museum late pledge shop, and why are you giving us an overview of the thing? Here we go, here are the prices. Now what's nice here is they've stuck to the prices on the original Kickstarter campaign from January, so it is very, very good. If you missed our Saturday show this week on, we were talking there about Frosthaven. I'll put a link up here. Frosthaven, who have put a $30 up price if you missed the campaign, which is outrageous. It really is outrageous. You can see here that Holy Grail have kept the Kickstarter price in the late pledge. This is phenomenal. Props to the team here. This is what Frosthaven should have done. It's just pure greed coming from Secular Games, in my opinion, and it's something that they should not have done. It's definitely put a bit of dirt over their name, as far as I'm concerned. Anyhow, oh man, if you're new to this, a newcomer, and when you get this box, it's going to be Christmas. It's going to be Christmas for you. And I can't wait to get this deluxe box. The accessories down here are a little bit weird. Other than the sleeves that you might be wanting to add, why are you putting playing boards and game trays in here? Why would you need these? You know, the 3 pledges, which are newcomer, retail person, Kickstarter person. If you look at what the deluxe box is in here, it comes with those. Why do you want to add them in separately? You've got to come down to here. Look, it does come with the museum boards, including the 5th one. And it does come with the game tray inserts and the big box. So a little bit odd. So don't worry about the accessories. Accessories is just if you want sleeves. Hey, Eva Fields, where's that come from? Go back one. Go back one. What's going on? There we go. I pressed home and it went to Eva Fields. What the heck is going on here? All right, there you go. It's an incredible game, an incredible gateway game. But you have the modules there that you can really put it into a gamer's game too. That is the great interchangeability that you have with this box. It's going to be phenomenal. Definitely the best art I've ever seen in any game. It really is the best out there. Vincent of Detroit has done a miracle here, and it will completely, really amaze your board game group. It really will. Oh man, it surprised me, this box, when it came out. So this is a dream ticket that they're doing this. It's a great time to back the 2.0 version with all the updates. It's totally, this is the best you could get from this game. So you not got a ticket to ride? Don't feel guilty about it. No problemo. This is the killer. This is the killer right here. Yes, indeed. Well, if you've got this far in the video, I must thank you very much for watching. You rock. If you're not subscribed, please feel about subscribing so we can reach our stretch goals. And yeah, like the video if you like the content. This has been our love letter to Museum. Deluxe and 2.0 version of it by Holy Grail Games. Phenomenal. And yes, this is Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm Lipstickpaddy, your host. So you take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now.